We are going to be talking about something that I bet very few of you expected me to talk about on this channel, Thomas samplers. But before we get into this, I'm just going to let you know I'm going back to college in late August. No, I am not quitting. Uploads will slow down, but I'll get back into it. It might be easier this time because, I actually know what I have to do. So, let's get right into our regularly scheduled programming. So there are multiple kinds of Thomas samplers. I'm going to be just showing off the ones that I do have and talking about my thoughts on them. The first one is one that I do not own physically. It's known as Two Thomas Adventures, very creative title, and it was sold with the Takealong Sodor Engine Works set. The episodes it includes are Thomas Percy and the Coal, which was known as Double Trouble in the US, and Percy James and the Fruitful Day. That episode and the end credits were lifted right from Best of James. That's interesting. But yeah, I want to collect this one, but it's going to be a while before I do. And there was another VHS sampler known as Thomas's Train Yard Adventures. It was bundled with this little introduction kit, wherever you want to call it, and it featured Trust Thomas and Thomas and Birdie's Great Race. It was the first independent video release from Hit Entertainment, and the only one they independently distributed to be fully comprised of episodes from the classic series. Very interesting. And also, I just want to say, I fucking love that promo of Thomas's Train Yard Adventures. That Magic Railroad image with that season 7 art is very cool. So let's get into the samplers that I do own. Thomas's Sodor Stories, Two Thomas Adventures. Thomas and James, free sampler video with purchase of playsets. So that's how you would get these. You bought these with, various products. And Two Thomas Adventures. I'm just going to say it right off the bat. If you're a hardcore... Unless you're a hardcore collector, you do not need these in any capacity. Like, you can get all of these stories on, many other releases. But they're just fun novelties. So, spoiler alert, I recommend them for that alone. On the side, free sampler video with purchase of playset, Hit Entertainment. I got this off of eBay back in 2020 for $10. And a bit of a parallel with Thomas's Two Thomas Adventures. They inverted the colors, as you can see on your screen. And also, fun fact, this is the only US tape to have all Season 2 episodes. And I don't care for Better Late Than Ever, but I love Woolly Bear. It's honestly kind of sad that that wasn't on more, tapes. Like, if it was called, Percy the Woolly Bear, or, I don't know, something like that, it would have been on there. Because, all of the episodes on Best of Percy have Percy's name in the title. And again, 2002. Oh, it lists, it lists Phil Furley. He wasn't even working on the show yet. Again, simple tape. What do I think about these samplers so far, the VHS ones? Well, one thing that I do notice about them is that they have some kind of admirable theme going on, Two Thomas Adventures has the theme of the engines getting covered in things and dirtying their paint. Thomas's Sodor Stories is all Season 2. And Thomas's Train Yard Adventures is about Thomas and Birdie. So the thing about these samplers is that they're not just random episodes farted onto a cassette just for the hell of it. They have a bit of a theme going on here. Will that be able to continue? Well, we'll find out. In comes Fun with Thomas, which I got from a Goodwill back in 2015. Around the same Goodwill where I got my Thomas's Christmas Wonderland DVD. James Learns a Lesson, a duplicate of Thomas Gets Bumped, my VHS of Trackside Tunes, and many other things. So we get Thomas and Duck. I think this is one of the only DVDs to have Duck on the cover. Sampler DVD. This was sold with the Conductor's Figure 8 set, and it was on the PBS Kids online shop until 2017, when Thomas was taken off PBS in 2018. So you could get this for 14 years. It's not particularly rare. Thomas's Sodor Stories was sold with the classic figure 8 set, and although I can't be bothered to get it right now, I do have the bridge that it came with. So again, sampler DVD. This is the first release to only be released on DVD. And what's the theme with these two stories, The Runaway and Fish? They're both about Thomas and Duck. Yeah, and again, like with Sodor Stories, this has a wooden railway trailer at the beginning. Hit Entertainment. Oh. Oh, it doesn't list Phil Furley. That's... Oh, no, it does. I missed that because I'm blind. The disc is a little faded, but I do have another copy of this. I just stuck in the Adventure on the Tracks pack after my copy of Percy Saves the Day got stuck in a DVD player that came with that. But, yeah. Again, I don't have much to say about these samplers in terms of, like, what they'd add to your collection, because let's be real, they really don't. But for me, this was the only way I had the episode Fish, because while I rented Henry and the Elephant / Gallon Old Engine out of a library many times, I never had it until later on in my childhood, like when I was a teenager. So this did have some kind of value for me. Like, again, these samplers, I'm sure they added something to someone's collection. Who knows? I find it... Does anyone know if this came with any inserts back in the day? Because I don't know. In terms of sampler DVDs, there was one DVD that's just literally called 2008 Sampler DVD, which had Thomas and Skarloey's Big Day Out, which is a pretty decent episode, in my opinion. And it had the extended version of Where is Thomas from The Great Discovery. Also, to keep in mind is that it was included in various Trackmaster sets. It was included in Duck at McColl's Farm and the Lumberyard, which, yeah. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, it includes Responsibility. The What Makes an Engine Happy? That fucking awful song. Now, we're going to take a look at a special kind of sampler DVD that was sold with a Tomy set, or a Tomy pack. It is known as The Story of Thomas and the Jet Engine. Now, to put it bluntly, you just need to get the regular Jet Engine DVD, and this has no value. Hell, it literally reuses the credits from the Jet Engine and Other Adventures release, hence why Michael Brandon's listed. And apparently the wiki claims that it has the 2004 DVD promo. It doesn't. I have the wooden railway jet engine. It has a corroded battery. I'm hoping to get that sorted out, but, you know, I don't have any plans to use the jet engine in Thomas the Tank Cannon and Idiots. Speaking of that series, I filmed, 2 episodes that I'm going to be editing over the next 2 weeks. So, yeah. And now we get to the Takealong DVDs, which I have 3 of. There was Thomas and the Special Ed., Percy Takes a Plunge, and Gordon Takes a Tumble. The ones I don't have are Henry and the Elephant, which I hope to get, new in box and display it as part of the Henry Shrine. James and the Trouble with Trees, which I have the track with the little falling tree on. Emily's Adventure, and Diesel from Thomas to the Rescue. Now, the thing is that, the sets... They're pretty creative, you just get a piece of track, some accessories, and an engine with a unique face. Thomas and the Special Letter, I find this special because it's the only episode from the Special Letter DVD to be on another release. And it's this one, so yeah, that's about all I can say, really. Percy Takes a Plunge is that plunge. The weird thing is it's called a plunge rather than the plunge, meaning that it was taken from the Best of Percy VHS, which means it has the Ringo Starr dub. Whoop-de-fucking-do. There's nothing wrong with Carlin's version, but the Ringo dub of Plunge is the only one I can listen to, really. It just hits my ear better. And Gordon Takes a Tumble is the only episode from Chocolate Crunch to be on another DVD. I find that very hard to believe, but here we are, When I look at the set for the Takealong set for Gordon Takes a Tumble, the way it has the little ramp with the go slow signs, I just think of that meme that I'll just play right now.
Express engine, I don't joke.
Don't think I really, like, need to test, any of these, to show off the menu, because they are very self-explanatory. There are a couple of other samplers I don't have, like, Quarry Adventures on Sodor. The theme for that is, very straightforward, stories that, take place in a quarry. And I find it notable for the fact that it's the only time Rusty Ian the Boulder was on another DVD. And it's funny enough, the last home media release to use name boards from Season 4. And it was also included in a Wooden Railway Stories on Sodor set. Interesting. But, like, honestly, the sets that, it was included in, I really don't have much to say. Because the sets are kind of, they're cool, but, not necessities for my collection. I just want the DVD because it's cool. There was a promotional DVD from the CGI series called Disappearing Diesels. It came with the Working Hard Steamies and Diesels set, which it doesn't look particularly interesting in any real sense of the word, but I mean, I guess I'd pick it up if I found it for a decent price. And there was another CGI sampler called Thomas's Railway Adventures that simply came with a 2014 Take and Play Thomas and had 2 Nitrogen Era episodes. The only thing I find it notable for is that it's the final DVD released by Lionsgate in the US. Other than that, I would never pick up this DVD. But that's about all the US samplers that I could find, in all honesty, that I found notable. But at the end of the day, what do I think about Thomas samplers? If you import the complete seasons from the UK or have a decent amount of releases in the US here already, then you don't need these. But are they fun novelties? Absolutely. Sometimes I pop them in every now and then just to get a quick fix of Thomas content. Hell, I have fond memories of watching Fish on here back in 2021 when Unlucky Tug came back to YouTube and did the More Than a Kid Show series. So this has some sentimental value for me, and plus, I didn't have fish when I was younger. The episode Fish, I ate fish a lot. So it served as more than a collectible for me. And hell, I'm sure I would have appreciated all the other sampler releases because I loved anything Thomas. And still love a lot of things Thomas. But do I recommend these? Yeah. Get them for your collection. Don't pay $10,000 for them like you would with the White-Faced Troublesome Truck. What? Who said that? But if you see them on eBay for a couple dollars, yeah, you should get them. I appreciate you guys listening to my little rant about Thomas the Train samplers that were packaged with toys. But, next time I will have the episodes of Thomas the Tank Cannon and Idiots, episodes 69 and 70, edited and uploaded for you all. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Pray for me in my sophomore year of college. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.